let's start the way we always do. Let's come onto our mat in Supta Baddha Konasana. So the soles of the feet together, the knees apart, lying down on your back, finding that comfortable position. Hands can be on your belly, they can be by your side. You can have one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. It can feel nice, one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart, so that you're simultaneously tuning into your heartbeat and your breath. Allowing that awareness to draw inwards. So we start to feel the movement of the body with the breath. We start to notice how we can control our state through our breath. So every nice exhalation slows everything down. Allows you to start letting go, peeling back those layers. Mondays can feel quite heavy. But wherever you happen to be, whatever you happen to be going through, whatever you are feeling, I would like you to spend more time thinking, less time thinking and more time feeling. So notice the sensations in the body. Notice the emotions, the language of the body. My theme for this week is very much about learning how to stand in our power. And in order to do that, we have to become very familiar with ourselves. So these moments at the beginning of class are so crucial, as they give us that opportunity to check in, to see how we are feeling, recognizing that our emotions tend to be indicators for changes that we need to make in our lives. Now, every other Monday, I have a group coaching session. I have one today, and our theme is about boundaries. And boundaries is a tricky one, because there's so many different types of boundaries. There's boundaries with the people that we have around us, but there's also boundaries with our thoughts, with the things that we allow ourselves to dwell on. There's a beautiful quote about boundaries that says, "An intimate relationship is one in which neither party silences, sacrifices, or betrays the self, and each party expresses strength and vulnerability, weakness and competence in a balanced way." Now, naturally, when we talk about relationships, it is essential for us to recognize that the most important relationship is the one that we have with ourselves. So if at any point throughout today's practice you notice yourself lingering on a particular thought that makes you feel a negative emotion, I want you to pay attention to that emotion, to allow yourself to recognize where it is coming from, and from that place of awareness, we can start to create change. We can start to create healthy boundaries, where we protect ourselves because we respect ourselves. As you lie here on your mat, finding that connection to your truth, to that space of authenticity. Ask yourself what it is that you want more of. What intention would you like to set for your practice? Allowing that intention to be a reminder for things that you can take with you when you step off your mat. And once you've set that intention, take a moment to offer up your practice to someone you love or someone that needs it. All together, we breathe as one. Take a deep inhale through the nose, fill up the lungs. Open up the mouth, sigh it out. Let's do that again. Deep, full breath in. Open up and really let it go. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Last time, deepest, fullest breath. I want you to take the biggest inhale you can take, so breathe until you can't breathe in any further. And then open up the mouth and release it fully and completely. Close the mouth, relax the jaw, place the tongue to the roof of the mouth. If you practice Ujjayi breath, now is the time to engage it. If you don't practice Ujjayi breath, let's challenge ourselves to breathe through the nose and use that breath to keep coming back to the present moment, to the here and the now as we move through our flow today. On your next inhale, draw those knees in towards one another. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Maybe you rock from side to side. Coming back to center, I want you to reach your arms up towards the sky. Flexing the hands so the palms are facing upwards, externally rotating the shoulders. So you're wrapping those triceps as if you're trying to get your armpits to look at one another, but you're trying to keep the palms of the hands level. So the crease of the wrist kind of squared parallel to facing forward. Now I want you to draw the knees as close towards your armpits. And as you do this, feel how the sacrum starts to lift up off the ground. As that happens, I want you to push the arms up. So you're really pushing into the palms of the hands, protracting, so separating your shoulder blades, squeezing the knees in, engaging that core. Now this is where it gets a little bit mean. You have a few options. We're going to keep that same engagement in the upper body. Option one is that you just take one leg and you go long. Option two is that you take both legs and go long. And then squeeze the knees in and crunch. Lift the hips as you draw in. Bring those legs out long and squeeze in. We crunch. We keep going. Legs go long. Draw it in and squeeze. Keep going, guys. If you've just had a baby, try doing bird dogs. So allowing the shins to stay parallel to the ground, it really helps to prevent any diastasis recti. But otherwise, we continue with the legs going long and drawing in. If this is too much, we go one leg at a time. Do two more, guys. You're doing absolutely great. Make sure that you're really lifting up through the hips as you crunch in. And then on the last one, hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, gentle rocks from side to side. Now bring your arms out wide and just take your knees and drop them over to the right-hand side. So allow yourself to get a nice little stretch here. As you twist, I want you to completely let go. So as we would do at the end of our class in a twist, I want you to notice what happens as you start to relax the body. So often we're tense, we're controlling. I want you to exhale and release everything and notice how the body twists a little deeper. We take one more breath in our twist. We come back to center. All right, we're going to do that once again. Reach the arms up, squeeze the knees in, lift the hips, really engage the core. Push the arms up, protract the shoulders. Take an inhale as you exhale. Legs go long and bring it back. We continue for 9 and bring it back. For 8, come back. 7, back. 6. Last 5. Strong core here, guys. Continue for 4. For 3. Make sure those hips lift as you draw in. For 2. Last one. Hug it in. Arms go wide. Take your knees over towards the left-hand side and let go. As you let go, really make sure that that right shoulder stays connected to the ground. You're getting a nice deep twist through the mid-spine. Beautiful, guys. We take one more breath in this yummy twist. And then slowly come back to center. Hands under shins, under knees. We start to rock and roll forwards and backwards. We're already feeling that core. Keep it engaged. Massage the spine. We gain momentum because on the next rock forward, we cross at the ankles, plant the hands, and come into a tabletop position. All right, take a moment here, and I'm just going to explain why we're doing what we're doing. I'm going to be offering a few arm balances throughout today's practice. With arm balances, probably two of the most critical things that you need are core strength and arm strength. So I apologize in advance, we're going to be doing quite a bit of that, but hopefully it's fun. Find your tabletop position. Famous last words. All right, make sure the crease of the wrist is pointing forward. So that same engagement that you had lying down, wrap the triceps. Those armpits are trying to face one another. You're pushing the ground away. Keep the strength and the stability in your shoulders as you reach the right leg back behind you. Now, we've done this exercise before. I'm just not sure if we've done it exactly the way I'm going to do it. But anyways, take an inhale here. As you exhale, I want you to shift your weight forward. Start to bend the elbows and take a little push-up. Now, as you exhale, I want you to press yourself up. Maybe you stay here and just take cat pose, knee to nose, or lift the knee and crunch. All right? So we inhale, reach that right leg back. We exhale, push up, down. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, knee to nose. We do that again. Inhale, reach the right leg back, left knee down. Exhale, take that push up. Lift yourself up, knee to nose. 2 more times, right leg reaches, we take that push up. Lift up, knee to nose. Last one, my lovely yogis, take that push up. Lift up, knee to nose. Now, release that left knee, right leg goes long. Take an inhale here. And then bring your right knee to the right tricep, so the outside of that right arm, and step your right foot on the outside. So we're coming into a nice little lizard lunge. From here, I want you to drop the hips. Feel free to take little circles if you need to open up through the hips for a moment. But we're going to work on those push-ups again. So find the strength in the arms. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, just start to bend them down. And then lift up. 4 more times. We bend. And lift up. Last 3. Lift up. Last 2. Lift up. Last 1. Lift up. All right, bring that right foot back into your tabletop position. Release your toes and come to sit back on your shins. Beautiful, guys. Bring your hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers. Open the chest. Give yourself a nice little stretch. Taking 1 more breath here. All right, these are never fun, but they're really good for you. I'm going to demo 2 options. One of them you're going to be like, what? But I promise it's not as hard as it looks. Bring your hands either side of your legs. Now, this is called Lalasana, which is funny because it's not funny. It's quite hard. I want you to shift the weight forward into your hands, and we're going to try to lift our knees up off the ground. Now, maybe this is all you can do. Maybe some of you are like, man, I am feeling so strong today. I want you to lift the knees, keep shifting forward, and see if you can straighten the legs, and then come back down. We're going to do that 4 more times. Lift up. Use the core. If you can go all the way, go all the way. And lower back down. My shirt's like not enjoying this. Keep going, guys. Lift yourself up. And we release. 2 more times. Lift up. Use that core. Lower back down. Last one. Lift up. And lower back down. Release your forehead to the ground. Bring your hands behind your back. Once again, interlace the fingers. Start to lift the hips up and bring your arms up and over. So this pose is called rabbit pose. It's a nice one. Enjoy the stretch. Take 1 more breath here. Slowly bring the hands back. Lift yourself up so we're sitting back on our shins. Walk the hands forward. Believe it or not, we got the left side to go. Tuck your right toes under. Find that strong alignment in the shoulders. Left leg reaches back behind you. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, we shift forward and lower. Inhale, lift yourself up. Lift that right knee and bring your left knee to your nose. Exhale. Lower the right knee, straighten that left leg. We push up and then lift up left knee to nose. 3 more times. Lower down into that push up. Lift up knee to nose. You got it, guys. 2 more times. Push up. Knee to nose. Last time. Push up. Knee to nose. All right, lower the right knee. Left leg goes long. Bring that left knee to the outside of your left arm, so left tricep. and then step your left foot outside of that left leg. Use this as an opportunity to open the hips. So allow the hips to go heavy. Maybe you draw little circles in one direction. Maybe you go in the other direction. Come back through center. Push-ups once again. Bend the elbows and lift up. 4 more times. Bend the elbows, lift up. 2 more. Sorry, 3 more. Now 2 more. You got this. Last one, guys. Nice and strong. Lift up. Bring that left leg back. Release the toes. Sit back on your heels. Virasana. Coming back to those lalasanas. So, again, funny, not so funny. Bring your hands either side of your legs. Really press into those hands. See if I can tuck my shirt so I don't go crazy. And then start to lift the knees, and if you can, straighten the legs, and then come back down. 4 more times. We lift and lower. 3, lift and lower. Those toes are going to feel it if you're going all the way. Lift and lower. Last one. Lift and lower. Well done, yogis. This time I want you to tuck your toes under as you come to sit on your heels. If you were doing those full lifts up, it's a lot on the toes. We don't actually get that movement quite a lot. I know we do in our yoga practice, but that was a lot stronger. So just take a moment here to counter. Bring your hands behind your back. Open your chest. If you want to, you can lift the hips, push the hips forward, and start to find a little bit of a back bend here. Taking one more breath where we are. This time, instead of child's pose, shift the weight into the heels. Can you, without using your hands, so it's a bit tricky, we did this last time, I think, come onto the balls of the feet and take a forward fold. So head and neck, fully relax. Arms reach up and over. Shift the weight into the balls of the feet. Maybe you bend one knee, bend the other. Shake out the head. Release any tension. Taking one more breath here. Slowly release your hands to the ground. Walk the hands forward. Come into a downward facing dog. Now, coming onto the balls of the feet as you inhale. I'd like you to really stick the bum out. So I did this in my Sunday mandala yesterday. Stick the bum out. Bend the knees. Turn your toes to the left, your heels to the right. And then see if you can drop your right hip without moving your left hand. So you're pushing your right hip towards that right heel, and then come back to center and down dog. All right, balls of the feet, bend the knees, stick out the bum, push the bum to the heels, turn your toes to the right, and then start to lower that left hip down to the ground. Come back up through center, downward facing dog. Now this time, come high up onto the balls of the feet, stick the bum out, start to push the hips towards your heels. It's as if you're about to pounce onto something. I don't know if pounce is the right word, but anyways, take your gaze between your hands, step your right foot between your hands, step your left foot to meet it. Inhale to a halfway lift. Fingertips can stay on the ground or come onto your shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift once again. Exhale, forward fold. One last time. Inhale, find that flat back. Gaze goes up. Exhale, forward fold. Gentle bend of both knees, chin to chest. Start to roll yourself up. Vertebra by slow vertebra. Head and neck are the last things that come up as they do. Take those shoulders up, back, and down. Option to keep the feet hip distance apart or heel toe the feet to touch. We're just going to take one Surya A and dive straight into our flow. This is a short class, so we got to get right in there. As you inhale, so palms come to heart center. Sweep the arms high to the sky. Gaze goes up to the thumbs. And exhale, forward fold. We hinge from the hips. Relax the head and the neck. Inhale to a long spine. Gaze goes up. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump, your flow, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhaling through cobra or up dog. Exhaling back, downward facing dog. Take a moment in your downward facing dog. Make sure the feet are hip distance, the hands at least shoulder distance. With the hands, your index or middle fingers pointing forward so we get that crease of the wrist pointing forward. Energetically, Squeeze the hands towards one another. So squeeze those forearms. Find that external rotation of the shoulders, so the wrapping of the triceps that we were doing in the beginning of our class. Now push into the ground. You want to feel as though you're pushing downwards and forwards in the hands, downwards and backwards in the feet. As you do this, I want you to Beyonce that butt. I want you to really stick the bum out, but then hug the ribs in, so there's no dipping. Your ears are in line with your biceps. Take an inhale in your downward facing dog. As you exhale, bend those knees, look forward, step, hop, or float between your hands. Inhale to a long spine. Exhale, we fold. Bend the knees, sink the hips, Utkatasana. Just to get a little bit of glute work in there. I want you to feel as though you're squeezing a block in between those legs. Inner thighs are really engaged. To get the glutes working, toes press in, heels press out. You shift the weight into the heels and you sit a little lower. Now, here's where our flow starts. I want you to come a little bit higher and then sit even lower than before. And then stand up. All right, come back into that chair. We sit. Come up a little bit higher. Sit a little bit lower. And stand up. We're going to do that one last time. Find your chair. Come a little higher. Sit a little lower. Stand up. All right, guys, back into chair so we move into our flow. Find that strong chair. Glutes are engaged. Shift the weight into the balls of the feet. Option to reach the arms forward if you want to play with balance and engage the legs a little further. And then slowly start to lower your hips towards your heels. Again, this was something we did in my class yesterday. Without using your hands, shift the upper body back as the knees gently tap down to the ground, and then come back. I want you to lower the knees, tap them as slowly as you can, and then come back. Woo-hoo. Do that one last time. Lower the knees, slowly come back, and then come to sit on your bum and find Baddha Konasana. So Supta means we're reclined. Baddha Konasana, we're just coming into that hip opener. So really draw the heels in, peel the feet out, open the chest, and slowly start to lower yourself down. Maintain the length in the spine. So this isn't one where you really want to get your head on the floor. You really want to be peeling the feet open, pressing the knees down, maybe using your elbows if you can reach, and really grow tall. So make sure that you're not rounding out through that lower back, but instead lengthening through the crown of the head as you start to forward fold. Beautiful, guys. Take one more breath here. Slowly bring yourself up through center. Draw those knees together. Take a twist to the right. All right, my fellow friends. Option to just enjoy a twist here. It can feel good. You can take your elbow into that right knee and take your gaze over your right shoulder. Option for side crow from where we are. So all you're going to do is maybe lift onto your feet, plant the hands on the ground, and all of that arm work that we were working. So make sure you are wrapping the triceps. So those elbows are drawing towards one another. They're not flaring out. You're lifting that knee above your left elbow, and you're shifting your body weight forward. Always look forward. Don't look back, and see if the feet come off the ground. Beautiful. Take one more breath here, and slowly lower yourself back. We're facing the top of our mat. Bring your forearms onto the ground behind you. Reach your legs up towards the sky. A little bit of core work. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lower the legs and lift up. For another 9, lift it up. For 8, we lift. For 7, lift. Last 6. You've got this, guys. Strong core. Keep drawing the belly in. For 5. For 4. Last 3. Final 2. On your last one, lift the legs. Start to lift yourself up through your hands. If you need to bend the knees or grab onto the backs of the knees, please feel free to do so. Find Navasana, boat pose, wherever you want to be for 3, for 2. Use momentum. Rock yourself back. Chair pose as you come forward. Lovely. All right, guys, with the feet firmly planted on the ground, this time push the hips back, hover the body, reach the arms forward, grab onto opposite elbow. As you grab onto opposite elbow, can you lift the elbows a little bit higher? Keep pulling the weight into the heels for 3, for 2, for 1. Release the hands onto the ground. Optional crow pose. All right, this is our second arm balance. So we had side crow, now you've got crow. With crow pose, the trick, again, is to create a chair with the tops of your arms, elbows point back, and then you shift your weight forward to the point where your elbows stack over your wrists. Your gaze is always forward. As soon as the elbows stack over the wrist, you're going to find that balancing point where your toes hover, and then you engage the core. Squeeze the knees towards one another and lift the feet. Beautiful, guys. Crow pose is a hard one. The backs of your arms are going to hurt. However you want to move to down dog. Through a vinyasa, you can shoot the legs, you can walk back. Option to take the full vinyasa, so chaturanga through up dog. Otherwise, we meet in a downward facing dog. Now, believe it or not, we're still on the right side. But we're going to start tying it off so that we can do the left side before we get into some stretches. Right leg floats high to the sky from your downward facing dog. Exhale, right foot steps between your hands. Lower the left knee down to the ground and inhale your arms up. Find Anjaneyasana. Take a moment to shift the weight forward, but don't collapse. Keep squeezing into the legs, lengthening out through the arms. Now, really strong legs. I want you to push. Make sure the back toes are tucked. Press into your left toes, press into your right foot. Start to lift that left knee up. Straighten out both of your legs. Hover the upper body as the arms float back. Inhale, bend that right knee. This time we're only going to hover the left knee as the arms float up. And then shift your weight forward. Bring that left knee to your chest. Well done. Inhale it back to a high lunge. Keep it nice and low. Open up warrior 2. Take a moment in your warrior 2. Find that strong warrior. Physically, emotionally, mentally. Bend into that right knee. Press the knee out. Lengthen out through the arms. Sit a little lower. Front palm flips. Let's reverse our warrior. Keep bending into that right knee. This should feel like a nice hip opener. Straighten the right leg. Bend the left knee. Start to lower into Skandasana. Only as low as feels right. You can use your hands if you need to. Long spine. Grow tall through the crown of the head. We take one breath here. And we start to bend into the right knee. Use your hands if you need to walk. We're going to come into extended side angle on the right side. So either right hand on the floor or right forearm on your thigh. Left arm reaches across your ear. Tuck your right hip in. Press your right knee out. Open up through the left shoulder and then sit your hips a little lower. Beautiful yogis. Take one more inhale here. As you exhale, start to bring your left fingertips in front of your right toe. Shift your weight forward and take your twisted, your revolved half moon as the left leg floats up off the floor. If you need a block, this is a good pose to have that added height because our arms aren't long enough to maintain a straight line. So if you have a block, please use one. Otherwise, a book or fingertips. Take one more breath here. Slowly bend into that right knee. Slide the left hand back and find your revolved low lunge, your twisted lunge. They call it simple twist. Square off through the hips. All right, here's where things are going to get weird, but you're also going to get a really nice stretch. Turn your feet to the right and take lazy lizard. Drop your hip, drop that right arm. Get a little stretch here. Now listen carefully. That back leg, you're going to start to slide it in. So you can use your hands if you need to. You're going to bring it facing the right side of your mat. And we're going to come into fire log pose. So making sure one shin stacks over the other. This is a really intense pose, especially if you have Tight hips, you're tight in the legs. If you want to drop that right foot down and just hug your right leg in, absolutely fine. You want to feel the stretch on the outside of your right leg. Otherwise, make sure that your ankle is beyond that left knee. So kind of stacking on or beyond. That right foot is flexed. The outer edge of your right foot is pointing down. And then you're trying to lower that right knee, not forcefully. We're just going to walk our hands forward, and should the weight of the upper body lower it and it feel okay on the knees, this is where you go. If it's painful, please come out. We have lots of other variations that you can use. Beautiful, guys. Taking one more breath here. Slowly start to walk your hands over towards the left. Give yourself a nice little twist here. It should feel really, really good. And then kind of lifting up maybe through the right hand, just so that you can plant that right foot back down again. I want you to press into the left hand, and we're going to do a weird little circle to come into a wide-legged forward fold. So we're going to start to turn. Somehow my legs came out kind of weird, but you're now facing the left side of your mat. So we've got a wide-legged forward fold here. Bring your hands in line with your feet. Come onto the fingertips as you inhale to a long spine. And then exhale, take a forward fold. Beautiful, guys. Relax the head and the neck. Shift the weight into the balls of the feet. Notice that as you shift forward, the crown of the head lowers a little further. You get a deeper stretch through the backs of the legs. Beautiful, yogis. One more breath where you are. All right, slowly start to lift the head up. We're going to walk our hands towards the right side, bending into that right knee, and either stepping through a vinyasa or straight back into our downward facing dog. Lovely, guys. Just take a couple of breaths. We're now going to do the left-hand side, but take a moment to reset in down dog. That was a lot that we just did. So allow the body to digest, the mind to come back, to slow down. Beautiful, guys. You're doing so well. Take an inhale in your downward facing dog. As you exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step, hop, float to the top of your mat. Inhale to a long spine. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sink the hips, Utkatasana. Let's get those glutes going again. We're going to come a little higher in our chair, and then I want you to sit even lower and stand up. We're going to sit into our chair, come a little higher, sit a little lower, and stand up. We're going to do that again. Come into your chair, a little bit higher, sit a little lower, and stand up. This time, come into your chair, hold your chair, squeezing into that midline. Toes in, heels out, glutes engaged, weight into the heels. Shift into the balls of the feet. Option to hover the body if you'd like to go a little bit deeper into that leg exercise. For 3, for 2, bring the hips to the heels, lower yourself to the floor. Once again, see if you can do this without using your hands. Body shifts back, upper body shifts back, lower body taps, and you come back to center. We'll do that 2 more times. See if you can tap the knees and come back. Last time. Come back. Lower the hips to the floor. All right. Baddha Konasana, but this time we're going to take the heels further away from the body, creating more of a diamond. Chin to your chest, start to roll yourself down. So really stretching into each and every vertebra. And this time you can just allow the head to collapse, either into the arches of your feet or onto the floor. Whatever feels good here, just take a moment. Well done, guys. One more breath where you are. Slowly start to roll yourself back up through center. Close the knees. Squeeze the heels in. Take that twist to the left. This time we're on the left side. Now, option to stay with your twist. Option to shift the weight into the feet and bring the hands onto the floor. Make sure fingers are pointing forward. When you bend the elbows, that the forearms are parallel to one another. Lift that left knee as high up that right arm as it'll go. Shift the weight far forward so that the elbow stacks over the wrist, and lift the feet up off the ground. Beautiful, guys. One more breath where you are. Come back through center. Face forward. Bring those forearms back onto the floor. Legs lift up to the sky. I only ever did this in rocket, and I hate it, but we're going to do it. We're going to scissor the legs as you come down, and then scissor the legs as you come up. Again, postpartum, if you're dealing with diastasis recti, please come back into those bird dogs. I think they're called dead bugs. Bird dogs are something else. Dead bugs are really good. Well done, guys. Keep going for another 5. For another 4. For another 3. For 2. Last one. Beautiful. Come back to lifting the legs up, shifting the weight forward, and finding your boat pose. My legs are trembling. It's been so much. If you need to grab onto the backs of your knees, that's fine. Navasana, whatever Navasana looks like for you. Legs can be straight, they can be bent. You can have your hands here for 3. We hold for 2. Use momentum. We're going to rock back and then rock forward into our chair, feet firmly planted on the ground. This time, keeping the feet where they are, we start to hover the chest. We push the hips back, arms reach forward. Beautiful, guys. Squeeze toes in, heels out, keep those glutes engaged, draw the ribs and the belly in for 3, for 2. Hands to the floor, final round of crow pose, if and only if you would like to play with it. Remember, the trick with crow is that you're like a balance, and you're trying to get the weight from one side and the weight of the other to kind of balance themselves out, plus some core work to keep it all centered. So really make sure that your elbow stacks over your wrist before you try lifting your feet up off the floor. Never kick up. Keep the gaze to the top of the mat. Helps with balance. If you're going to shoot the legs, walk the legs, find your vinyasa. We meet back in a downward facing dog. Well done, my fellow yogis. We're moving on to the left side, and we are done. Inhale, float that left leg high to the sky. Exhale, left foot steps between your hands. Lower the right knee down, sweep the arms up. Take a moment, find that strong low lunge. Legs engaged, stretch through that right hip flexor. Shift the weight forward, hug the ribs in. Beautiful, guys. Now press into your right toes and your left foot. Start to lift that right knee up off the floor. Straighten both legs, reach the arms forward, sweep them down and back as you hover your chest off the floor. Inhale, bend that left knee. Bend the right knee, but don't lower it all the way down. We find that high lunge. And then right knee to your chest. Press it up. Bring it back. High lunge. Right foot taps. And then open up, warrior 2. Hold your warrior 2 for a second. Strong warrior, bend into that front knee. Push that left knee out. Press into the outer edge of your back foot. Sit a little lower. Open up through the hips. Draw the belly in, relax the shoulders, arms reaching away from one another. Flip the front palm, reverse your warrior. Straighten that left leg, bend your right knee as low as you can go. We find Skandasana. Grow taller through the crown of the head. Get a stretch to that inner thigh on the left leg. Keep it as low as you can. Use your hands if you need to. We're coming into extended side angle at the top of the mat. So maybe the left hand down, right arm up, or that left hand onto your forearm. Press. So left hip tucks in, left knee presses out, and then we lower our hips. Keep opening through the right shoulder. Maybe the gaze goes up if it feels okay on the neck. Take one more breath where you are. Right fingertips in front of your left foot. Pivot onto the back ball of the foot. Shift the weight forward into your revolved half moon. If you need a block or anything to lift yourself up, otherwise see if you can hover. Beautiful, guys. Take one more breath here. Bend into that left knee. Right hand slides on the inside of your left foot. We find our simple twist. Squaring off through the hips. Press into that right hand so you find that little bit of lift. The eye of your elbow pointing backwards. I think the eye is in the back. Open up through that left shoulder. Turn your feet to the left. Lower your right hip. Lower your left arm. You should feel a really nice stretch on the outside of that left leg. Now, however you need to get there, we're going to slide that right leg behind the left. Sit down. So we're facing the left side of our mat, and we're taking that fire log pose, that double pigeon, to the left of our mat. Once again, if this is too intense, that left foot to the floor and you hug your knee in, you should get a stretch. Otherwise, we're flexing through the left foot, outer edge presses down, and you start to walk your hands forward as you fold. This should feel really nice. Taking one more breath wherever you are. Slowly start to walk your hands to the right, deepening that stretch this time. So get a really nice stretch through the left side of your body. Keep pulling that left knee away. Taking one more breath here. Now bring that right hand to the right corner of your mat, plant the left foot down, and keep walking to the right as you find your wide-legged forward folds. You might have to jiggle the feet around. Bring your hands in line with your feet. Take an inhale to a halfway lift and exhale, forward fold once again. Now if you feel ready to go there, you can take a tripod headstand. There's also the option to just bring your knees onto your elbows and play with balance from here. Doesn't mean you have to go any further. See how the body feels. Beautiful, guys. Make sure that those elbows are energetically pulling in towards one another. You're pressing into the hands. You're engaging. You're protecting the shoulder blades. Engaging those serratus anterior muscles that protect the shoulders. My friends that are upside down, taking your time to come out the same way that you came in. Beautiful, guys. Well done. We are all going to inhale to a halfway lift. And I keep turning around, but I have no idea. We're walking to the left-hand side. So walk your hands to that left foot, bend the left knee, optional vinyasa, or straight back into your downward facing dog. This class, I love it so much, but man, does it fly. We're at the end of our practice. Come onto the balls of the feet. Take your gaze to the top of the mat. Step, hop, or float to seated. Come to lie down. Believe it or not, this is it. I want you to give yourself the biggest squeeze you could possibly give yourself. Your head lifts up, your nose touches your knees. I want you to take that inhale and hold your breath as you squeeze. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Everything into that midline for 3, for 2, for 1. Open up the mouth, exhale it all out, and find Shavasana. Legs go long, feet fall out, arms away from the body, palms facing up towards the sky. We no longer control our body or control our breath. Each and every natural inhalation and exhalation taking us deeper and deeper into our mat and into relaxation. In these poignant times of outer conflict, polarization, and fear, I feel deeply the extraordinary invitation of these times for each of us. It is the invitation to step up to the plate, each one of us within ourselves, to meet the challenge of this moment with the bravest possible inner honesty. With the courage to face within ourselves whatever is being triggered in the mirror of the world process right now, so that we can truly serve. It is the highest way for us, for each of us, to be the candle in the darkness and for us to hold the medicine of a non-polarized and humble, unconditional love and service to one another and to humanity. The stakes are high in the world process. Humanity and the earth depend upon those of us who are willing to be used by the Great Spirit in selfless service, wanting nothing for ourselves but the joy of that service and the grace of the opportunity to be used at this incredible time. In this endeavor, our inner commitment is as vitally important as our outer commitment to inspired action. Our highest possible integrity always includes both selfless service and the willful surrender of ego without judgment. Our tribal culture invites us to criticize and judge the outer, to take up positions, to set itself above, to see ourselves as better than others, to be busy hating others and hating ourselves, or simply to be distracted by being victims in a world of victims and perpetrators, in order to avoid the deep call of real foundational change within. Real foundational change is gritty, and it requires our most authentic self. It takes great courage to see the world as our mirror and to go back to address with loving care, patience, and unsparing focus and intentionality whatever the world is triggering inside of us right now. It is always easier to smash the mirror than to look deeply at what the mirror reflects back to us, to take an inventory of what we are now ready to heal within us, and to see the grace of this process for our own soul expansion. Start to bring more movement back into the body as you wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and sway the head gently from side to side. Reaching the arms overhead, we give ourselves a nice full body stretch. Hug our knees in towards our chest for one final and well-deserving squeeze. Thank yourself for being here. Thank your body for all the amazing things that it does as you roll over to the right-hand side. Connect with the earth below you. Connect with your intention. Remind yourself to take that intention with you. And let's all live our lives with purpose. Pressing yourself up to a seated position, keeping the eyes closed if you can. Hands come into prayer at heart center. We seal our practice the way that we began with those 3 deep breaths, but this time as you inhale fully, arms reach high to the sky, palms come to touch, open up the mouth and exhale those hands to heart center. Once again, deep full breath in, sweep the arms high. Open up the mouth and exhale it all out. Last time, deepest, fullest, most expansive breath. We hold our breath at the top just for a count of 3, cooking up all of that good energy for 2. Open up the mouth and release it. Thumb knuckles to forehead center, always in gratitude. Gratitude for this practice, gratitude for you. I wish you guys a beautiful rest of your week ahead. Namaste.